Are you there?
Listen to this.
News,
music,
poetry,
drama,
interviews,
commercials,
and variety shows are all beautifully packaged in one piece and are represented on the #1 radio, FX One Radio.
FX One Radio.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Good evening and welcome to Beyond the Headlines on Apex One Radio. Today is February 20, 2026. I am your presenter, Danlette Washington. You are tuned in to 15 to 20 minutes of news analysis, expert insights, and public perspectives on the week's top stories. Here on Beyond the Headlines, we just don't report the news. We dig deeper, break it down, and highlight stories from our local community voices to global happenings. Here are the top stories making the headlines. ICE activity expands across multiple states as Columbus officials reaffirm support for residents. Ohio State lawmaker Willis E. Blackshear Jr. introduces bill to increase statewide youth council. Liberians react as President Boyka says Liberia is better and 70,000 jobs have been created in the past year. These, plus our youth story, all coming up in today's edition. Please stay tuned.
Are you there?
Listen to this.
News,
music,
poetry,
drama,
interviews,
commercials,
and variety shows are all beautifully packaged in one piece and are represented on the #1 radio, FX One Radio.
FX One Radio.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
On January 26, 2026, Ohio State lawmaker Willis E. Blackshear Jr. announced the introduction of Senate Bill 333 legislation that will establish the Ohio Statewide Youth Council. The proposed bill would create a council made up of high school students from across the state to advise the governor and members of the Ohio General Assembly on key issues impacting young people. If approved, the council would serve as a formal advisory body, giving students a direct voice in shaping policies that affect their education, mental health, workforce opportunities, and overall well-being. Blackshear said the legislation is designed to ensure that youth perspectives are reflected in the state policy decisions.
Hey everyone, Senator Blackshear here to talk to you about a bill I just introduced. Senate Bill 333 would create the Ohio Statewide Youth Council. The council will feature high school students from around the state, and these students would help advise legislators and the governor on key issues that affect youth in our state. Often, as legislators, we make decisions that affect younger generations without getting input directly from them. My goal in bringing forth this legislation is to involve young leaders in our communities. So let me know your thoughts. Should Ohio create a youth council?
He emphasized that engaging young people in government discussions can help lawmakers better understand the real-life challenges students are faced with every day. Liberian President Joseph Youmai Boyka Sr. has declared Liberia is in a stronger position today than it was a year ago and in a better shape than in recent years, citing economic recovery, job creation, and institutional reforms as signs of progress. Delivering his annual message to the 55th legislature on January 26, 2026, the president told lawmakers that his administration has moved from stabilizing inherited challenges to delivering measurable results for the Liberian people.
Despite limited resources, we made progress across key sectors, including agriculture, infrastructure, education, health, tourism, and the rule of law, alongside important legislative initiatives. I am pleased to inform you that our country is in a better state than it was a year ago, and the progress of the past 2 years is real.
He reported that the economy grew by 5.1% in 2025 and described revenue performance as the highest recorded in the country's history. He also referenced youth-focused initiatives expected to generate additional employment opportunities in the coming years. Reactions from ordinary Liberians were mixed. Some welcomed the report as progress and expressed hope for continued growth, and others questioned whether the economy gains are being fully felt at the household level.
So my name is Meshach Joe, and I'm a student of the University of Liberia by far, and I am majoring in public administration and economics minor, and also for living, maybe after my school time, I ride motorbike to sustain myself for the time being, for the fact that I'm still unemployed. So I'm using the motorbike now as a self-employment to sustain myself in the meantime. So I listened to the president's address yesterday, and I think it was good. It is indeed good for the president to make annual report to the legislature. But then I think he spoke on few things that maybe I would like to throw light on and give my own point. One of it has to do with the 70,000 jobs created in the past 3 years of his administration. He is our leader. We trust him, we respect him, and we love him for what he is doing. Maybe the only thing I can advise, or let's say encourage other Liberians, is that when such a statement is being made, we do follow up. Maybe personally I may not be affected, or let's say I may not be one of those benefiting the 70,000 jobs. Yesterday, the president spoke about it. Even me, I am still doing my investigation to see as to what the president meant and who are those getting impacted. And if it is happening, I think it's a good news for Liberians. We should celebrate that for the fact that 70,000 jobs being created, man. 70,000 homes in Liberia are benefiting from the president and job creation.
My name is Shedrala Kemini Kwale. I am 31 years of age. I'm a teacher by profession. What really he said, it's still a shock to me and I think to many Liberians. That is the job provision. I can say it's a shock because looking at the livelihood of Liberians living in Liberia, he giving a 1 year term or accountability of what he did, then it left with us as citizens to ask the president to give in duty those sectors that this job was provided. But since then, I do my overview, going from different platform to different platform, and I can see people, trying to defend the president's statement. So it gave me the clue that exactly just the president trying to speak in governance, and in governance you don't lie. You lie in politics to win, but you don't lie in governance because it's an accountability you have to give to your citizens. So that gave me the clue that exactly Joseph Yumon Boaka, what he said yesterday, was misleading.
Reports of increased U.S. immigration and customs enforcement, or ICE, activities are emerging across multiple states, including Ohio, Minnesota, Illinois, and among others, raising concerns within immigrant communities nationwide. In Ohio, recent ICE presence has been reported in Columbus and Springfield in early February 2026. Community members say agents have been seen in neighborhoods with high immigrant populations near marketplaces and other public spaces. Residents report detentions and questioning, including cases involving individuals who claim to have legal documentation. Across the country, protests have taken place in several cities, with demonstrators calling for changes in federal immigration and enforcement policy.
ICE out! ICE out! ICE out! It's our duty, it's our right! It's our duty, it's our right!
The Trump administration is ready to launch an all-out assault on our neighbors, our Haitian neighbors, brothers and sisters in Springfield. We have to be on the ready. We have to be ready to defend our communities.
Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE! Abolish ICE!
Advocacy groups say communities are fearful and some residents report being afraid to leave their homes. Columbus City officials are responding by reaffirming that the city does not assist federal immigration enforcement.
Randy Ginther.
And I'm Police Chief Elaine Bryant.
In light of the deployment of federal immigration and customs enforcement agents in our city, we understand that many of our neighbors may feel concerned for their safety. Please know that we stand with you and everyone who calls Columbus home. Since 2017, I've been clear that City of Columbus resources will not be used to help federal deportation efforts or investigations based solely on immigration status.
That includes the officers and resources of Columbus Police. Please know that CPD will not investigate Columbus residents solely based on immigration status. We will only investigate or apprehend someone if there is evidence of a crime.
Now let's take a short break to be right back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Beyond the Headlines on Apex One Radio. I am your presenter, Danlett Washington. Now let's join Irena Perry for our youth empowerment story.
Good evening and welcome to Apex One Radio, Columbus, Ohio. Today's topic in breaking news is about a student named Logan at the Reynoldsburg High School. As a senior at the Reynoldsburg High School, Logan is already preparing for his future in education. He currently takes classes through Isla Fairfield Career Center and technical schools, where he builds a strong foundation for his next steps after graduation from Reynoldsburg High School. Logan plans to continue his education at either the Ohio State University or the University of Cincinnati, where he intends to study education with the goal of becoming a teacher. Working with elementary students every afternoon, Logan supports children in grades 1 through 5 at Slate Ridge Elementary School through the YMCA before and after school program. Each day brings different personalities, learning styles, and challenges, and Logan meets them all with patience and understanding. He recognizes that what may not always make sense to an adult often makes perfect sense to a child. Instead of reacting, Logan adapts. Instead of rushing, he takes time to explain. His mindset comes from personal experience. Logan understands that students learn differently because he learned differently himself. That awareness shapes how he works with students today and how he hopes to lead a classroom in the future. With plans to pursue a degree in education and vision of returning to Reynoldsburg City Schools, Logan's patience, preparation, and purpose are already setting the foundation for a meaningful career in teaching.
Thank you, Irena. That brings us to the end of this week's edition of Beyond the Headlines. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of the conversation and for seeking the stories beyond the surface. I was your presenter, Danlett Washington. Join us again next Friday for more news, more depth, and more truth. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, and have a great evening. Goodbye.
Listen to this.
News,
music,
poetry,
drama,
interviews,
commercials,
and variety shows are all beautifully packaged in one piece and represented on the #1 radio, Apex One Radio.
Apex One Radio.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Stay with us.